Hey guys, and welcome back. As you know, I'm currently working on a series on ancient Greece, but talking about the same things over and over again really makes me feel uncomfortable. Thankfully, you seemed very excited when I told you I intended to branch out and make a series about the Etruscans. Some also enjoy my videos on politics, but it is clear to me that you prefer history, so I must oblige. Let's begin. The Etruscans were a pre-Indo-European civilization that lived in central Italy from 900 BC up until the Romans conquered them all in the 1st century BC, but their culture lived on for many centuries later. They spoke a language which was unrelated to other Indo-European languages spoken by their neighbors, like the Umbrians, Sabines, or Latins. The Etruscans had a lot in common with Greeks. They were traders, architects, warriors, craftsmen, artists, colonizers, and great diplomats. They also followed a polytheist religion, but everyone did that at the time, so that's not really important. There were a few things that stood out about them that allowed them to survive in Italy for so long. For example, they were great metal workers. In fact, they were credited for starting the Iron Age in Italy. They also always built their cities on hills, for a defensive advantage. Another thing that makes the Etruscans special is their form of government. The Etruscan League, a coalition of 12 major city-states that were mostly autonomous, but every few years they would elect a chief that would handle foreign policies. The Etruscans were the strongest civilization in Italy for centuries, only rivaled by some Greek city-states in the south and later on the Republic of Rome. However, these two became more of a nuisance only at around the 4th century BC. Before that, the Etruscans would frequently raid them in a powerful show of dominance. Many find the Etruscan superiority compared to the other Italians a bit of a historical ambiguity. In fact, many think that the Etruscans didn't actually live in Tuscany for millennia before. Rather, they migrated from Lydian islands and settled there after their homes were destroyed by the invasions of the Sea People back in the 11th century. Ancient historians such as Herodotus and Strabo support this. Furthermore, in 1885, scientists found writing samples at the island of Lemnos belonging to a language very similar to Etruscan. Experts categorize languages related to Etruscan as Tyrrhenic, and there are 3 members of this family: Etruscan, Lemnian, named after the island, and Rhetic, named after a tribe in northern Italy that spoke this language and might have been closely affiliated to the Etruscan League. This is a mystery I cannot find the answer to, but I can tell you this: the reason why scientists call the language family Tyrrhenic is because our beloved Greeks called the Etruscans Tyrrhenians. That's where the name of the Tyrrhenian Sea comes from. The name Etruscan comes from Latin, and the region where the Etruscans used to live, Tuscany, originates from that name. But there's more. According to legend, the Etruscans were led out of Lydia by 2 princes, Tarquin and his brother Tyrrhenius. Tarquin lent his name to the city of Tarquina. Today, the city is called Tarquinia. Meanwhile, Tyrrhenius gave his name to the Tyrrhenians. This is all I have for you, for now. Let me explain what I intend to do with this series. The Etruscan League was composed of 12 main cities. I will make an episode for each, where I talk about the history, the buildings, the people, the culture, and the legacy of whatever city I will be covering. There's a lot to say about each and every one of these 12 cities, and they're all fascinating in their own way, and I'm looking forward to get into all of them one by one, side by side with you. That is all for today now. I will see you next time.